today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different crowdfunding project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. Been off for, I think, 3-4 days now as I was at Disney World, but I'm back and I'm actually pretty excited to be checking out the 15th most popular project on games, even though I will say the fact that it's the 15th most popular project and it just launched while I was gone. So it's launched pretty recently. Concerns me a little bit about Tomb Raider, the Crypt of Chronos. Now, I'm also extra intrigued because Tomb Raider has a really shoddy track record when it comes to games. 25,000, 21,000, 26,000. That is terrible. That is like, that means normally your rule booklet's pretty garbage or your gameplay is. And then 14,000 for the collectible card game. But just to put it in perspective, can I look at, yeah. Look at the other games close to around 25,000, and you're going to get like stuff that you've never heard of. Clue Rivals Edition. Pig! Player roll a die until either a 1 is rolled or the player decides to hold. This one is ranked higher than the Tomb Raider's Legend, the board game. So the bar is low. Looking at the main image, I think it's not great. One of the things that intrigued me about this game personally was just the fact that it was 1+ players, and it was up to 3 hours long, and they, like, you can't see, it's supposed to be right here, right in there. It's supposed to say 1+ player, 20 to 180 minutes, but instead it just looks like an hourglass and a random meeple of Lara Croft because it's so far zoomed out. Croft Manor tiles unlocked, neat. So stretch goals, and then we have a box and some miniatures. So it's like, hey, we got Tomb Raider, we got miniatures. That's what in stretch goals. That's all you need to know. I'm not a fan of the main image at all. I definitely feel like it's doing them a disservice. An epic Tomb Raider adventure across an action-packed board game. Discover an ancient secret as Lara Croft fights to save time itself. So this is a campaign-style game almost, where you're going to be playing, I imagine, through a series of games and trying to complete, like a video game almost, which is awesome. But I don't feel like you really showed me that or told me that at all, like in your main image, and you could have. Like, it could have been very easy, like 10-part epic adventure, or anything like that. Or just blowing up the fact that it's 1 player and 180 minutes. Still raised $200,000 because, yeah, we got Tomb Raider. But I'm just surprised that it's that far down on the popularity chart already, is really what I'm trying to say there. As always in the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? That's what you got to convince Kickstarter backers. Let's see if they did it. Also, as always with this, I'm coming into this from 2 different perspectives of focus. First, video game fans that are just Tomb Raider fans who are coming here like, oh my gosh, Tomb Raider board game. And then board gamers who happen to like Tomb Raider or don't. So those are the 2 things I'm trying to look for here.
A famous explorer once said, time can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. For years, I've chased the legend of Kairos, an island said to appear once every 2 centuries.
I think subtitles would be nice here. The music is loud. It's not a deal breaker or anything, but it's very loud.
They say it hides the Chronos artifact.
And it's an accent, too.
A relic that can manipulate time itself. Now it's back, but I'm not the only one searching for it.
Okay, so the calling card is not going to be minis. Like, they have them, but they don't look, like, gorgeous or anything. They're minis, though. They're nice.
Now it's back, but I'm not the only one searching for it. This is no ordinary island. Navigating it won't be easy, especially with deadly traps around every corner. And fearsome beasts determined to stop me. If I'm going to survive, I'll need to be smart. Upgrading my gear. Gaining ability.
Okay, showing some different Lara Croft skin, so it's like, what's the word, fan service there. Good stuff.
Gaining abilities and crafting new weapons just to stay 1 step ahead. I'll need to learn more about the island. I'll explore every mountain, every ruin, every tomb. Searching for a map to the crypt and the key to open it. But time isn't on my side. Natla technologies are closing in. The longer I take, the closer they get to the artifact. I cannot let it fall into their hands. I'm not just racing against time. I'm fighting to protect it. Hello again.
I feel like that was really good if you are a video game fan, and if you're a board game fan, you're like, it looks pretty generic. Like, I mean, not in a negative way, but it's like nothing there seemed to rock my world. I like the dual-use cards, like, oh, you gotta pick one, or however that works. Look, Robinson Crusoe-esque, I think it is. Friday. I want to play it. I don't want to see what the price is, because I imagine it's going to be way more than I want to play it. But as a video game fan, I feel like that was really good. Solid. A team of driven board game fans with a passion for movie and pop culture. A team of diverse, blah, blah, blah. Jaws, the Jigsaw Trials. Now it's solo mode. They Live, the card game. Save the City, Enslave the City. Wow. So it's these people. Okay, I've covered some of these projects before, and this one I was really impressed because they made a bunch of money on the hand they sold, if I recall correctly. Yeah, the collector's edition. Yeah, because everybody wants the hand. So I was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Let's make sure people get their stuff. They Live. This one had the glasses, if I recall correctly. That was the big thing with this one. I'm going to guess these are not highly rated games, but I hope I'm wrong. All right. So for those just joining this campaign, we want to highlight some of the extras that have been added so far. I don't care. Why is this still pinned? Got the game in. We just played. Now to see how I can get other copy. Arrived today. So that's, hi today. I've received many emails with its shipping instructions. Can you reply me back? Hi Bruno, this campaign ended and was delivered a long time ago. Please send us a direct message with the details. Okay. Good. I'm glad they got on that. 3 months. It's good customer service. It'd be great if you could reply to my support request. Not good customer service. Having to drag that into the comments. And it's a super backer. Never good. I miss Backer Kit. Filling out my address. Is there a way to reship me now? Ignored. Paying a 5-pair game next week, and I've been practicing with the single-player modules. Whoever designed Hamish was a fiend. No duplicate cards to straight up ruin you. Okay, game stuff. Mine arrived a while back, and finally had a chance to play it last night. Really enjoyed it once we got going. I lost 9 blood in the first trap. Okay, cool. So it looks like can you do it on that one is yes, they shipped it out. Hello, I never see my pledges. I never updated my pledge manager. I tried doing it today, and it will come as no surprise. The pledge manager is closed. Any chance I get it to the official website? That's a lot of information. Good for them. I never see my reward. How do I get it? Never received no tracking mo. Any new updates on shipping? Have had the shipping a while ago. Hi, Joshua. They were delivered last year. Please send us. Wonder if I can buy extra Hoffman lenses. So people are getting their stuff. And it looks like pretty good customer service. Kudos. Good stuff. Can you do it? Yes. Do I want it? Video game fan? Yes. Board gamer? Not convinced. Yet. It looks fun though. It does. And as a Tomb Raider fan, I want to know how many missions it is, right? Or how many players it is? Because it just say 1+, which is a very ambiguous number. Can I play with 8? Don't tell me we're all just making the decisions together. Like, I need a bit more information than 1+ players. This is not a roll and run game. This game delivers an authentic Tomb Raider, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Miniatures, how to play. I just want the price. Yeah, I want the price. I want your pedigree. I want some quotes. I want a gameplay video. But most importantly, I want the pledge areas because I'm sure you're going to have 2 or 3 stupid pledges and expansions because that's just how we do. So here's everything in the box. Okay, I'd love a price with this. Level tiles, things, stuff. Always concerning when you don't give me the price. $45. Wow, yeah, I'd leave with that. Honestly, put that on the marquee. Oh, it's 45 pounds, but still $60 MSRP for a minis game. I'm in. I'm done. Once again, I hate the main image even more because I'd put $60. You decided to put the clouds. Like, oh yeah, good thing we have the clouds. And oh no, it's the clouds. Sorry, trees. Trees in the background. Like, cool. Trees, nothingness, rocks. Like, $60 would be great. Like, why don't you just show me that there's 20 minis and that your game is $60 and it's Tomb Raider and then we're done, right? There we go. That's where we're done. But instead, you made me go all the way down here. It's just, like, I feel like that would have been a no-brainer because that's a great price. For a miniatures game, $60 is a great price. Now, we haven't got to shipping, and I'm sure it's going to suck if they're leading with pounds, but still, rock solid. All right, then we have the big one, which has core game, dinosaur enemies. Do we get the dinosaur enemies? No, they get the stretch goals. So we got dinosaur enemies, legendary bosses, deluxe tomb box, Kairos playmat, and ultimate Croft box. Neat. Great. Just spring it on me without showing me any of it, without selling me. Everybody loves that. $155. Is it just minis? Do these come with cards too, or are these literally just miniatures that enhance the game? I guess would be my question. So the dinosaur enemies. Unleash prehistoric terrors in this expansion pack that introduces a new class of enemies, dinosaurs. Oh, that's great. So 4 dinosaur event cards, boss cards. I'd love to see those cards, but hey, we're just focusing on minis because, of course, we're just focusing on minis. Legendary bosses. 4 legendary boss minis, 4 boss cards. Man, I'd love to see these boss cards, but either way, so $52 there. Fine. Deluxe Tomb Box, extra dice, don't care. Don't need these. I kind of hate the fact that you lump them in with the 2 actual expansions. That's pretty crappy, but yeah, so once again, I look at this from 2 different perspectives. As a video game person, I don't have a problem with this, right? I'm just like, oh, this is the big fancy one, the early bundle one. You know, there's like 3 different versions of WWE 2K now, right? There's like the Undertaker version, the Roman Reigns version, the regular version. So this is all pretty standard fare to them, I would imagine. As for the board gamers, they're like, oh, wow, cool. Dice and a playmat. You're forcing me to buy that. Now the box holds everything. Nice. Yeah, either way, though, so $52, you can get 112. The price doesn't seem bad either way. Like, that's the thing. These prices don't seem bad. $155 for the all-in, fine. Kickstarter reasonable, yes. And the $60 one, good price. I'm worried they might break Bauer's Law. Probably not, because video gamers are going to spend that extra money. And there's expansions. But that $60 price point's a good one. I have a feeling that's going to be more than they would like it to be. Because, you know, ideally they want everyone to back the deluxe. And I don't feel like they sold me it well. Plastic noise and sight tokens. Neat. So we're upgrading. I put these up top. As always, I say, when you launch a Kickstarter, what's your goal? Your goal is to get funded. What's your funded? What's your goal? It's to hit Kickstarter stretch goals. If you have them, they have them. Spotlight them. Upgraded track, because it just makes it gets you more excited, and I think it makes it easier to swallow your price points. 6 Croft Manor tiles. That's the most recent one. Premium card stock. 6 relics. Ultimate Croft box added to the Tomb Raider pledge level. Wow. That's wow. That's a choice that I love as a consumer, but I question looking at this from, and they don't even have the price on it. Stretch goal and make my own luck. What does that mean? What do I, oh, it's unlocked. So the Ultimate Croft box added to the Tomb Raider pledge level. Oh, did they get a bunch of people saying, I don't want to buy your stupid dice or something? Like, that's just weird. Because it's great. Like, if you're just backing this project, like, oh yeah, you got the bigger box. If you want to put the expansion stuff in there, awesome, kudos. But now that disincentivizes me a little bit to get that bigger one. Because, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how these pledges shake out. 1 new weapon. And why is it just kind of mixed in here? Oh, all this stuff is unlocked. Okay, cool. I'm just a noob. So we have a preview. No one cares, but you always have 1 preview. Cool. 2, great. Why not? Gameplay, excellent. Some quotes would be nice here, but no, we can't do that. Game overview and gameplay, so we have everything we need. Unboxing. So you got all your videos. You got all your ducks in a row. Good job just dumping them here like you're trying to start a fire made out of trash. Just, throw the trash. You get enough trash, dump some gas on it, set it on fire. Why don't you pull some quotes out of these? Well, it's difficult to watch all the videos that you paid for and pinpoint some things nice that people said about your game. But hey, that's kind of your job. Because otherwise it's just, hey, watch these 6 hours of videos and figure it out. Like, yeah, that's just lazy. 1/3 of a point grade bump down. No quotes with all these videos. Like, yeah, very, very poor there, I gotta say. Because especially, you paid for those videos too. And I'm gonna guess this is the common trope that I tell everybody. Don't expect that the videos that you purchase from people are going to drive people to it necessarily. You need to still milk those. Like, get the quotes. Spotlight it. Like sometimes you'll see, like, oh, I did a video for someone and they don't even put it on their thing. It's like, why would you want me to do a gameplay video for your Kickstarter and then not post it on there? It's only happened a couple times. Just, it's mind-boggling stuff sometimes. But yeah, I put the quote here. Oh, great. The video that I could scroll up to see, in case I don't want to scroll all the way up. Thank you. 1+ players. Keeping with the Tomb Raider franchise. Yeah, so how does this work? 2 ways to play it. Adventure book mode drops you into a structured, story-driven mission lasting 20 to 60 minutes. Perfect for quick bursts of actions, strategic challenges. Island campaign mode offers a sprawling free-roam journey across a randomized island map. Expect 3 hours of surprises, secrets, and high-stake exploration. Oh, randomly generated. So how many missions are there? Yeah, the fact that you haven't mentioned how many missions there are concerns me a little bit. Like, that's one of those things that I was talking about on the main marquee that I would be pounding my chest. You got 15 missions. You mentioned that because in people's brains, okay, I got at least 15 gameplays about that. Oh, it's a $160 game. What's that, $12 a game? I feel like this is really poor how they're doing this. Because that was one of the questions I had right from the jump when you just put that ambiguous 1+. So, yeah, it looks like, so it looks like the adventure book mode? I don't know. I guess you have to sift through the videos. Like, and once again, that's what your quotes can do. When I talk about how many missions there are, when I talk about, how the gameplay works with 2, 3, 5 players or whatever number it is, that's what you could have done with quotes, but you didn't. So now it's just, I don't know. Do I care enough? I don't know. Yeah. You can perform 6 core actions. So this is about the gameplay, cool stuff, neat things. Rule booklet, love seeing that. Team, great. Need to know about you guys. A lot of mouths to feed. All about the Onira, good stuff as always. Don't judge. Never mind. 15 to 20. So you are clearly giving these people. Well, no, now at this point, that seems reasonable because both people are getting the big box. So what's this? The tariff thing, depending on the regulations active at the time. So end of the day, I'm looking at like $80-ish for a miniatures game. That feels fine. I'm around $185 for a miniatures game. That feels fine. Kickstarter reasonable. The price is Kickstarter reasonable. So do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? I think are yeah, maybe half-hearted in some instances, but yeses for video gamers. For board gamers, a little bit more across the board. But I really want to see their track record on their games because I'm going to venture to guess they're not great. So is it the Thing board game? Yeah. Is that? Oh, that's not the Thing. I'm thinking of the wrong one. What was it? Let's look up the new Tomb Raider. Because this is very important. They have not spotlighted their track record at all yet. Which, if you've made other board games about intellectual properties and handled them well, I would assume you'd want to mention that. But then I would also assume you'd want to mention the fact, the Dice Tower said something about your stuff. And, Alex's, what is it? Board Game Co. Alex channel has done some stuff on it. Let's check out these pledge levels. I'm very, very curious. $60, $424, and $1,065. So 2.5 to 1. Yeah, and I wonder if that number is going to, keep, going. I don't know. I'm very curious to see what people have to say in the updates and comments. Let's check out the FAQ. 13, hopefully they organize. How does Kickstarter work? Is there a shipping charge? Are you expecting a lot of new people? They must be expecting a lot of new people. But here's the thing. I think most video gamers are on Kickstarter by now, right? Oh, that's like 8, 9%. That's still a huge chunk. Okay, kudos for them. They're still bringing new people in. So they do need to answer these questions. Well, what I've seen a lot of other people do is they just have a little box and it says, hey, first time on Kickstarter, and everybody just scrolls by it unless they're new to Kickstarter, and you can make a little clickable link. I feel like it'd be a good way to do it instead of just putting it in the FAQs, because here's the bottom line. If I'm new here, am I going to see that? I don't know. All right, so 33 comments. That's a lot of engagement. 3, 23, 1. Okay, 1, 6. Let's check out the 33, the most engaging. Leap into the Ultimate Croft box. We got a couple exciting updates for you today. Let's jump in. Big box update, the Ultimate Croft box. During the UK Game Expo, we revealed a new Kickstarter exclusive big box designed to hold stuff. Everything except for the playmat. The box is free for all backers. We've renamed it the Ultimate Croft box, and it's not in our add-ons. Oh, no, it was. It was in there. Okay. Important. If you're back to the Tomb Raider players level, got it. New heights for Lara. Lara can jump now. One of the most common regrets we've had is can Lara jump, and now she can. Oh, yeah, cool. Hey, it's always fun when you're telling me we've changed a foundational core game mechanism this late in the process. Once again, I appreciate the transparency and the honesty, and as a board gamer, I'm like, oh, okay. That's just, maybe it's just me, but that's what I see. I'm like, okay, you're just tweaking, adding new stuff. I don't understand you. You said the box is added to the Tomb Raider pledge, but it doesn't appear in my pledge, so I added it for $8. Should I say? Take it away. You'll get it. Kickstarter does not allow us to edit pledge levels after people have backed them, so we can't add it to the list of included add-ons for the pledge itself. Well, then maybe you should just spotlight the stretch goal by putting it up top so everyone now knows that they have this and they don't need to do it. You know, maybe that could be one of the first things I see is, oh, wow, I get a bigger box when I pay the $60? Because that just builds goodwill, right? And it's just, you know, this box is big enough to fit everything except for the playmat, but then if you jump up to that 165, you can fit the playmat, you can fit everything. And now I'm just like, oh, you're making 3 different box sizes? No, I guess you're making 3 different box sizes. And it's like icky. Like, that doesn't seem like a smart move for a company. And that's coming from someone who worked for a manufacturer for a year, right? Like, when I talk to customers, it was always, how can we make it seem like we have different boxes where it's like, oh, we can just have a box sleeve on this one. Or, oh, the deluxe version actually just comes with all the miniatures in a separate box. Like, it just feels like an odd choice because essentially that means, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's different. I appreciate it, but I don't know if it's a great decision from a business perspective. Perfect, thank you. Since I'm only interested in gameplay, all in plus the box that fits it all, I'm happy you added the box. Yeah, so Dice, get out. How do I add the box? I want to manage the pledge. It should be right at the top of the add-on section. Good job adding the new jumping rule. A brilliant idea how to implement it and adds another level of excitement on what you can do with Lara. Thank you. We're excited to get it. Not to be a pain about jumping because I love that it's now possible, but shouldn't there also be a way to miss the jump? I missed so many jumps in the original game and plummeted to my death. Yeah, let's just add more mechanisms. What? Like, the game shouldn't be ready when you launch a Kickstarter. Is that a game that's been play tested and polished and refined? When you no, this is where we experiment with mechanisms. Also, since you mentioned sound effects, maybe by throwing the 6-sided die off the jump, should we determine if we make the noise while landing? Or this is one of those things, much like the early climb system, and actually the very early jump mechanics, that sound like it'd work on paper, but in practice it slows down too much. I do love this answer, though. This is fantastic. I know there will be a lot of comments on various mechanics that looked at additional variety or complexity, but I want to jump and say that I, for one, really appreciate the heavy focus on streamlining with more complex options as optional rules or house rules. Too many games these days go the other way, and there's something to be said for a rules-light game. Yeah, I think that's the sweet spot for this game, is you add the complexity with the expansions and whatnot. Love that you're all listening to fans. That is great. Like, I don't want to knock that. It's a very interesting decision. Wouldn't it make more sense to offer an additional pledge tier that contains a full big box without the playmat, so basically the exact same big box that you already have to have manufactured anyway? This appears to be a lot better. Oh, wait. Is this just a pre-order? Because this is a Kickstarter exclusive add-on, we want to offer as much flexibility as possible. I appreciate the desire to support maximum flexibility, so I assume you have 2 types of big boxes, manufacturer / prepackaged, one with everything in it, and one with just the core game and stretch goals, and then the fulfillment company will have to pick the correct one and add any further add-ons to the selection. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Having 3 box sizes is logistically, you know, the more add-ons you add, the more chances there's screw-ups in the back end, and I can't, like, the more boxes, like, especially, like, that's a great point with the shipping. Like, I don't know. I imagine they're roughly the same size, so hopefully it won't matter. I don't know about the shipping. At least I assume that the non-Tomb Raider pledges, yeah. We have one big box with the core game packed into it, but with trays inside designed to hold everything, and the expansion shipped to their box. So even people who purchase the full Tomb Raider pledge will still receive separate boxes for the add-ons, not everything prepackaged into the big box. That's a bummer. When it arrives at their front door, the add-ons will be in their own boxes, but you can add them into the Ultimate Core route. Okay, so yeah, that's how they're doing it. They're doing it as all add-ons. Because a lot of times you don't have to hit such large minimums when you're doing add-ons. It's like, oh, you only need, like, you don't have to have, if your minimum print run's 1,000, you don't have to have 1,000 playmats. Like, that's just ludicrous. No, you're not going to sell 1,000. So it'd be like 100 or something like that, whatever the lower number is. Yes, I understand. I just think that's a waste for multiple reasons. First, we get a series of small boxes, probably which already have their own trays, with our pledge just to discard them upon arrival and move their contents into the big box. Second, it's extra work. Yeah. Could I purchase these? Clarify the big box? Yeah, so a lot of people chiming in, and they're listening. They're doing great customer service. I will give them all the kudos in the world on the customer service. Third of a point grade bump up for customer service. Oh, it's empty. I hate to get ahead of ourselves, but I'm really curious what era Winston will be coming from. Is the big box automatically included for the Tomb Raider pledges? Yes. Thank you, Freddie. Hi, I'm really excited about the game, and you're doing a great job with the Kickstarter campaign. One question in the instruction manual, it says that after defeating the boss, you have to roll 6 successes to complete the game. What happens if you don't get successes? That roll 6 is a sort of a fun, very final action to activate the artifact. If you don't roll it, you can just keep trying. At that point, there's no further event phases, and the enemies are frozen. it's a thing at the end of everything going through the so essentially you just have to keep doing it until you get it, but most people just be like, all right, we just win. And hopefully it's very clearly laid out in the rule booklets. That seems dumb. I really like this. It feels like an epic conclusion, even if you spend 5 or 10 minutes rolling to get those dice to cooperate. No one's doing that, unless you're with children. Are you really going to do that at your game night? You're going to be like, right towards the end, be like, yeah, we better roll all these 6s. You're going to have to do it 6 straight. Like, no. What if you went by the skin of your teeth? Like, it's just, that sounds like such a dumb thing. Like, it's just, you can add that to any game. If you want to add an epic conclusion. Ticket to Ride. You got the most points, but you gotta flip a train, and it's gotta land on its feet. And if it on its wheels, if it doesn't land on its wheels, then you don't win. You got to do it 6 times too. What happens if I don't? Does second place lose? Win? No. You just gotta do it. That is, wow. This campaign is so interesting. Love the addition of the jump mechanic now. That was something that just needed to be in the game. Played through many of the levels many times. So here's the one thing. I think I am coming back. I'm gonna take a step back on the jump mechanic because I'm gonna guess that was probably something they were gonna just introduce in an expansion maybe, which would make sense. And they're like, oh, yeah, we just got to add to the game because people are asking for it now. So I hope that would be it. I want to ask if I could add, man, that's 6 in a row. That 10K interval drip is going well. Wonder what the next stretch goals are. Maybe put him up higher. All right. Final grade for Tomb Raider. After we look at the track record of Iconic and hope they're not 20,000s and 18,000s. Let's go. 10. That's not bad. 14. This is a little lot not great. 17. This is really not great. 20,000. That's where we're scared. 20,000. Also where we're scared. But that was more like a escape room game, if I still recall correctly. Yeah. So is it a different designer, I wonder? Yeah. So this is concerning and not surprising to me, but I would watch the gameplay videos, honestly, before I make this decision. But then again, $60 is so cheap. So do I want it? As a video gamer, yeah, I probably do. Think you did a decent enough job. You got the $60. It's a good price. I'm in. As a board gamer, it's Kickstarter reasonable price. If I love Tomb Raider, I think I'm in. If not, I'll just wait till retail. Because if it's $60 now, I imagine I'll be able to get it for $38 on Amazon. You know, Black Friday, 2026. So, can you do it? Yeah. I physically believe this box will get to your house. Do I believe this box will be good? That you will enjoy your time with it? Well, the track record is what it is, and it's not good. Right? And maybe, and here's the thing with this too. It's hard to judge a company that markets their games to the mass market like they are trying to do, which is why they get these intellectual properties, right? And that's great. But on the Board Game Geek, when you look at a Board Game Geek, those people want a little bit more meat, a little bit more strategy, a little bit more decisions, and so they tend to rate games lower that have that. Like Monopoly's really low rated, like a Board Game Geek. So, excuse me. So yeah, can you do it? I would watch the gameplay videos and see if it's for you. I'm still, yeah. And I don't feel like they did a good job of convincing board gamers, can you do it? And then how much is it? It feels like a great price, and I think it's a missed opportunity to spotlight the $60. I think it's, and like, you're spotlighting tiles. Who the hell cares? You're giving me a bigger box to hold expansion. That is what board gamers want. You could go through 100 Kickstarters that are board games that are finished between say 50,000 and 150,000, and I bet you at least 15 to 20% of those are going to have numerous questions in the comments and in the updates. Can the big box fit everything? All the contents and the sleeves, and you are in fact giving me a stretch goal that is just a larger box to hold everything, and yet you're spotlighting some tiles that look incredibly generic zoomed out. I hate the main image. I feel like it could have been so much. Crystal Dynamics, get bent. I don't care. I don't need your stupid logo here. You know what'd be great? $60. These, they need to be larger. I just, the fact that it's not $60 and a 18 minis here, plus stretch goals. That feels like a total misstep to me. I feel like they should have went the route of, like, what was it? It was, that was the one, it was a decade ago. There's a little dice game, and it just kept hitting stretch goal after stretch goal from Tasty Mitchell Games. And it kind of lost them a little bit. And I feel like that was the play here. Because you're like $60, and we're hitting all these stretch goals. It's like 8 stretch goals unlocked, including a larger box to hold expansions. You can tell me that. You can tell me so much of that. Like, this is just a lot of wasted space, and it feels terrible. And I know 200,000 is good. It's good. It's very good. But I gotta imagine they're probably not the happiest with 200,000. Because if you go look at a lot of other video game, intellectual property, board games that have miniatures, 200,000, especially for something as beloved as Tomb Raider, it's not great. But it's happening. It's funded. I really feel like $60. That's such a good price. Final grade is good, not great. I don't want to hold against them their track record, but as a gamer, I can't not. I just can't. When your highest rated out of 5 attempts is a small box card game, it looks like, and it's 10,000, which isn't like spectacular. That means it's not setting the world on fire either. Like, you go to 10,000, you're probably not going to see a lot of amazing heavy hitters for most people. And that's the best that you've done in 4 or 5 attempts. So that's concerning. You're up here with Cranium and Apples to Apples Kids. American Mahjong beat you. So that's concerning to me. I'm going to go with a C. I'll go right down the middle. I feel like they got a lot of great stuff here. They just happen to have it. Tomb Raider, a great price. A track record of delivering other games, and I understand why they don't want to spotlight those other games, because then when you look into those other games, you might be like, oh, these don't look like they were very well received. But no quotes, you're paying thousands of dollars. That's not being hyperbolic. This is thousands of dollars spent here, and you're not even going to spotlight, you're just going to dump them there? Nope. Yeah. C-. Get out of here before I give it a D+. Quick shout out, no show tomorrow, unless it rains, in which case, yeah, there will be a show, but most likely no show tomorrow. Hopefully be back on Thursday. But things are crazy in the summer. I got 3 kids at home. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I forgot how to turn it off. There we go. End stream.